Namaste everyone. So recently I saw the India versus Pakistan, the Great Rivalry documentary, a sports documentary in Netflix, and it got me wondering. I watched all the three episodes, and a constant question came up in my mind: why this documentary? And why now? And why Netflix? Why suddenly this interest in cricket by Netflix? And why, most importantly, India versus Pakistan rivalry? So let's get into that one. So the episode one starts off really well, establishing how cricket started off in both the countries and how it took off, the popularity, the reason for popularity behind that. I liked one expression in the first episode which says that Pakistan is like the Brazil of soccer, and I would definitely agree with that very unusual comparison, because they play very street smarts kind of cricket, and they were the one who invented the reverse swing. And it also goes deep into how reverse swing was innovated in Pakistan, and how it came up with the breed of bowlers, fast bowlers, who and the secret of the swing bowling, the reverse swing bowling was passed on from one generation to another in Pakistan. That I really liked about it. And also, I like the comparison, and mostly it came from Pakistan side of media. How they visualize Indian cricket is the Indian way of saving. They think that Indian cricket, at least until most recently, or until the advent of Saurabh Ganguly, I would say pre-Saurabh Ganguly era, the Indian cricket style and the Indian cricketers were epitomized by the likes of the four spinners, who are very educated and very mild. They do not attack the opponents. And Sunil Gavaskar, who is like the classic batsman who plays and plays and plays and plays, and then he makes you wear and tear of the enemies. But the Pakistani cricketers are not like that. They are all pace, all passion, and very beautifully described by Shoaib Akhtar, who says that the Indian cricket is seen as the Indian savings. That is, they save and save and save, whereas Pakistani are aggressive and they do everything to the extremities. In a way, they are the quite opposite versions of each other. So that comparison is also very, very interesting. And all these things come up in the first episode itself. And then we are introduced to the according to these three episodes, the two main protagonists, or the two main rivals, that is Virendra Sehwag and Shoaib Akhtar. Line of hierarchy of bowlers. They had Imran Khan, they had Wasim Akram, Waqar Younis, and then they had Shoaib Akhtar. And he was full on pace, unabashedly the paciest bowler, and he used to not care for the opponents, whether it is Sehwag or Nayan Mongia or Lakshmipati Balaji or even Sachin Tendulkar. He doesn't care. He just sledges and then balls fast. And some of the interesting bits of the episode is also coming from him. He is even he talks the same. And one of my favorite cricketer turned YouTubers is actually Shoaib Akhtar's channel, and he gives a very honest opinion, whether it is about Pakistani players or Indian players. He gives a very honest opinion. And then the other protagonist of this series is Virendra Sehwag, and he is projected as a person who changed the way Indian batsmen, or the aggression of Indian players is depicted by the world. I would say to an extent, yes, but it is mostly Saurabh Ganguly who brought out that aspect in the players under his leadership, and he showed to not just the Indian audience, not just to the players, but to BCCI as well. Look, this is how we need to play. We need to play youngsters. We need to play characters who can be animated and who can give it back to the opponents. He is the main architect of this brand of Indian cricket, I would say. And then followed Virat Kohli, then followed Dhoni, and now Rohit Sharma, Surya Kumar Yadav, the IPL and everything. Fine, well and good. The first episode is really set well. And they very briefly touch upon the main points of contact between India and Pakistan. Every match is a blockbuster movie on its own, but they briefly show the glimpses of what happened between Venkatesh Prasad and Amir Sohail in the 96 World Cup, and the jumping episode between Kiran More and Javed Miandad, and of course, who can forget the 6 by Javed Miandad in Sharjah Cup and Sharjah finals, I believe, and also a very, very short glimpse of the World Cup match between India and Pakistan in Australia, where Virat Kohli was in God mode. He even acknowledges that this is from God. And not just him, even Harsha Bogle in the commentary box was in God mode. Kohli hits it and Kohli is out of the ground. Oh my God, that was one of the best India versus Pakistan matches. And there is no mention of the match where the uppercut was played by Virendra Sehwag and Sachin Tendulkar, I think in South Africa, the World Cup when it happened in South Africa. There is no mention of that one. There are very small mentions here and there mentions. I thought maybe they will expand more so in the next 2 episodes. I was not aware when I was watching it that it's just 3 episodes. I thought they will expand more. Then comes the second episode where they first 5 to 10 minutes they talk about Pakistan coming to India and how BCCI and the government of India was very, very, how do you put it? They were not happy about how Pakistan was coming over and they were not allowing them. Finally, it happened. It will happen, not happen, not happen, and finally it happened. And then how Pakistan were so excited and they played well. Yes, they did play well. And how they got a standing ovation in the Chennai Test match. Yes, it did happen. That's just 10 minutes of the second episode. And then they go deep into how India toured Pakistan in the backdrop of all what was happening between India and Pakistan about the Kargil war, and the entire 20 minutes of the second episode is dedicated to the one-day international, the 5 one-day international ODI series which happened. Entire second half is dedicated to that. And they do not even talk about the 10 wickets which were taken by Anil Kumble when Pakistan were touring India. Instead, what I didn't like is they talked about the lunatics who invaded the pitch in Delhi and they destroyed the pitch so that the match doesn't happen over there. Yes, it happened, but we did overcome. BCCI overnight changed the venue, sold the tickets, and made sure a good match happens. And there is no mention of that one at all. Even that I did not like. And then they go to the extent of depicting the how good PCB was, how they were so scared that the representatives of BCCI will come over and check the security measures, and then the matches happened, how tense it was. Yes, the match was tensed up, very tension filled at the last over kind of a match, but I felt that they were over glorifying and over reminiscent about how well they did it. And then the last episode is all about the test matches and what questions came up and how the crowds were so welcoming. Yes, I do agree. Pakistan crowd is very, very welcoming. The general public want to see the contest between the batting might of India versus the bowling might of Pakistan. Everyone is interested, and they are very, very, very good as hosts. Especially the general public, when they see the cricketers, be it cricket or Bollywood, they are very, very receptive. No two question about that, no two way about that. I do not criticize that part at all. But that is where I understood why this 3-part documentary was made. You know that now in 2025, the Champions Trophy is going to happen, and who is the host of that? Pakistan. And who is giving a tough time to Pakistan? It's BCCI in India, and they have made sure that the matches between India and the matches of India are not played in Pakistan, but they will be played in Dubai. Now, nobody knows what will happen if the semi-finals and the finals, India are qualified to the semi-finals and finals. Where will it be played? Will be played in Dubai. And that's a big, big loss. Forget about the revenue part of the money part of this one. Let's forget about that. It's a big loss to Pakistani fans. A big event, and the finals or the semi-finals, if it doesn't happen in Pakistan, it's a shame. It's a shame. It shouldn't happen there. I really feel for the Pakistani fans if this happens. But Netflix, in my opinion, is turning out to be a washing machine. अगर बॉलीवुड एक्टर्स को अपने बच्चों को लॉन्च करना है तो सॉफ्ट लॉन्च कर लो, एक मूवी कर लो, एक सीरीज कर लो नेटफ्लिक्स पे. अगर नयनतारा को अपने शादी के बारे में कुछ बताना है, डू ए डॉक्यूमेंट्री अबाउट योर मैरिज, नयनतारा's लाइफ. अगर ऋतिक रोशन को कुछ बोलना है एंड दे वांट टू ग्लोरीफाई, कर लो. तुम एक शो कर लो अपने रोशंस के बारे में. अगर करण जौहर को और आदित्य चोपड़ा, यश चोपड़ा को, इफ दे वांट टू डिफेंड दैट दे आर नॉट ओनली नेपो किड्स बीइंग लॉन्च, दे हैव लॉन्च्ड रणवीर सिंह एज वेल, कर लो. एक 3 एपिसोड 4 एपिसोड का सीरीज कर लो. अगर PCB or BCCI want to talk about how or they want to encourage people to come and watch the event in Pakistan, what better way to woo Indians or Pakistanis than to make a series about India-Pakistan rivalry? Name it as India-Pakistan rivalry, the greatest rivalry, but only talk about the series which happened in Pakistan and how well it was organized, how well it was received, and how the people reacted and how the players felt. Do a huge documentary, just talk about something else in the beginning, dedicate the 2/3 of the runtime just to this series, and you're good to go. Netflix gets it. Viewership, and the PCB will get what they want, a change in image makeover, call what you may. I don't like how Netflix is churning out these documentaries. Yes, they are investing in India. They are buying a lot of content. They are making a lot of series. But these kind of laundering the image of anyone and it's up for sale by Netflix, it reduces the credibility of these documentaries. The only documentary which was not biased was about the RRR making, the behind the scene. Maybe if you dig deeper, you might find that this is also a PR strategy to boost up the image of Rajamouli, or to give him more. Maybe it was part of a deal when they bought RRR. Maybe you can find that connection as well. But at least it was honest to what it wanted to tell. I didn't find anything PR strategy being used in that series. I would say stay away from such kind of documentaries, because if we keep on encouraging by watching these, Netflix has no other reason to stop making these. They will keep on churning such laundry kind of documentaries. I definitely did not like it. I did not like the intent and the over concentration on one series between India and Pakistan. It is much, much more deeper. It is much bigger, and it cannot be compared to anything. And lastly, I liked how Matthew Hayden describes the relationship between India and Pakistan. I would like to end this rant about this series on a good note of how Hayden describes that India and Pakistan are like two brothers who are arguing in the same kitchen table, in the same house, in the same kitchen, sitting across a table and arguing. They have a very close bond, but they also have this understanding, misunderstanding between them. And that's a beautiful way of describing the relationship between India and Pakistan. It's a love-hate relationship. I hope it is more of love and less of hate. And I hope the ICC Champions Trophy, especially the match between India and Pakistan, is a blockbuster hit. No matter what's the form of the teams prior to going in, they always give their 200% when they are on the field. India versus Pakistan match can never be missed. I hope this is also another blockbuster. I hope it is much more interesting than this very timid, very PR kind of a documentary series. If you really want to see it, see it. But India versus Pakistan is an emotion. It needs more than 3 episodes to understand it. Thank you so much. Namaste.